We don't know what the cause was initially. We do know that our initial units responding to extremely large column of smoke in the middle of the woods. So we obviously have a woods fire. The problem with this woods fire is it grew very rapidly before we were notified of the scene. We have anywhere from 15 to 20 engines that have been on scene, multiple brush trucks, multiple tankers. It's a fairly large operation, and the main objective here is not only put the woods out, it's protect the houses that surround it. This area here is what we call a wildland-urban interface, where you have many acres of woods, but with dead ends and houses at the end of them sort of intermixed with that woods, and that was the issue for us initially.
Where are we as far as evacuations? Where does that stand at this point?
We did not have to evacuate. Since we're a large metropolitan department, we can throw a lot of resources at it very quickly, which we did. We also have forestry on scene. They have several tractors. They have an airplane as a spotter, and I believe a helicopter is en route to assist us with some of the hot spots. So we didn't have to evacuate the neighborhood, but we did have to put a lot of resources to protect the houses. Initially, we had some what we call spot overs, where there's a large enough column of heat and smoke that'll take the embers and take them past our fire lines or past our protective lines. And so we had to chase those a few times, but the neighborhood was in good shape throughout the process.
I'm sorry, we're still at 20 or so homes threatened at this point?
Excuse me?
20 homes threatened at this point?
I couldn't say for certain because I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy to actually see how many homes, but we have 4 divisions surrounding the fire, and each division has multiple units assigned to it, so I can't say exactly how many houses are involved.
We heard at least one home had to evacuate. Is that true?
We did not evacuate a house. They made us self-evacuated. You know, needless to say, if you're at a house and you see fire in the woods and smoke coming your way, it's probably a good idea to leave. The biggest problem we had were people from all over Jacksonville were coming to the fire because they saw the smoke from a long distance.
And that's why you guys were turning people around.
Correct. The JSO was very helpful in blocking off the roads so that we could get apparatus in here rapidly.
What goes on from here on out? Can you talk about that?
The Division of Forestry is working hard at getting a line around the fire, plowing the line. One of the challenges is half this forest area is old swamp, so their tractors can't get in completely without getting stuck. So we're working with them to try to improve those lines. In some of the areas where they can drive the tractor, they've got what we call double lines, which means we can put brush trucks in there to help what we call mop up, and that's the phase we're in right now. We're cautiously watching it. If we get a huge change of wind, some interesting weather with the front, as you all know better about the weather. We have a front approaching probably in the next couple of days, and it tends to change our winds as it approaches. We're keeping an eye on that, but right now we're in the phase of what we call mop-up, where we're cleaning it up, we're starting to release apparatus, and we're looking forward to the humidity coming up as night falls, and we'll be in even better shape.
And how much of it is contained, did you say?
From what I've seen in terms of where the tractors have been able to go, it's about 50% contained. But in areas that are not contained, we have multiple apparatus with hose lines out in case it were to try to even get close to a house. We're ready for it.
How much progress would you expect to have around maybe 11 or midnight tonight? Is it too early to say?
We're making slow progress. Like I said, because of the swamp, it's making it difficult travel. Be able to better tell you before nightfall. We'll have another meeting with forestry and have a better idea what type of resources we're going to leave. But I'm sure we're going to have some resources on scene throughout the night.
And forestry officials sent out the helicopter to drop water on the hot spots, you said?
I heard there's a helicopter. I haven't seen it yet, but occasionally you'll see a white plane flying overhead, and that's the forestry spotter plane.
All right.
Excellent.
Is there anything else that you can share that maybe we didn't ask about?
The main thing is we appreciate the homeowners letting us know. We received quite a few phone calls from neighbors as the fire would approach, and we appreciate them letting us know. We get a little busy. I know fire communications gets overwhelmed because we may have resources on scene. We're getting multiple calls, but we check out anybody who has a concern. We'll send someone over there just to make sure.
Okay, and one last question for you. Is there a burn ban in effect right now?
Division of Forestry is not authorizing any burning. There's no piles that are allowed, no controlled burning because the conditions are so dry.
Is that the same as a ban then?
Yes.